This is modern homesteading. There's an old saying that I've adopted, and it goes something kind of like this: that disorganization is always in a hurry. You think about that for a minute, because it has a profound impact. It does on my life, and I think most of you guys who work in the shops and have tools and are collecting and gathering a lot of different things to look after can relate to that also. What does that mean? What does it mean, disorganization is always in a hurry? I was very much aware of what that meant this morning as my family was trying to get ready to go on a backpacking trip, going fishing. And one of the things in our life that we have not really got organized and sorted out, squared away, is our camping equipment. And I think we haven't been camping for a couple of years for that very reason, that it's just too much of an obstacle to overcome to try to find everything. And where's it at, and how do you know what you have? And it prohibits you from going forward and doing it. Tools are an essential part of my life, and the same thing. And I have been in a process, this is a process that can take many years, of breaking things down into categories, whether it be plumbing or electrical or framing, and organizing them in a way that, one, I can find what I need, know when it needs repair or maintenance, and also keep it stocked. You know, that's the main thing. I think, how many times have we organized something or taken the weekend off to organize our garage for it to only fill up again, and then 6 months down the road we're just as bad off as we were before we started, and that's what I don't want. So I'm going to kind of show you this little corner of my shop. It's my recent organization attempt, and I've got a little trick that I've developed that has changed my life in as far as my ability to keep things squared away. That's simple, that anyone can do, that I'll share with you towards the end. So let's jump into it. So this corner of my shop, as you can see right here, these two pegboards are dedicated to, of course, the chainsaw, axes, wood cutting, all those things. It gets a corner in the shop, and a prominent corner at that, because there's the main entrance, because this is what tools that I'm always using, always working with them, always using them, always needing them. And so the things that you see right here are the things that I grab all the time. I have more axes than this, a lot of other specialty tools, but it's rare that I use them. So starting from the right to the left, we have my clevises and things. I don't know how many times I have always misplaced those, leaving them places. They are dedicated, and they're right there. So I'm always pulling something or pulling something out or getting someone unstuck. And then, of course, all of my chains and my first aid kit, snatch blocks, cables, all of those hanging on a nice heavy 2-inch pipe with a key clamp type of base mount there, just lagged into it. That's really good for the chains, so I can see immediately the length and which hooks they have on them, cables, and they're all there, and they're easy to come in and take out of my truck and put back where they belong. They've got to be by the door, or they just don't get put away. Chainsaws, especially now that wildland season's coming up, and I'm cutting a fair amount of firewood, I try to leave with a new sharpened chain on them, fresh oil and gas, ready to go. Everything topped off so I can grab it and go. I've been trying to get in the habit of putting them away fueled up and oiled up and ready to go. And then, of course, my logging things, if I needed to, if there was a tree across the road, or who knows what many reasons, everything that I have here to do it. Safety equipment is another thing that's really a struggle for me, because I want to get the job done and I don't necessarily know where everything is at, so these things must be here. So we've got chainsaw chaps and ear protection, my Grand Force Brooks Forest Axe on my belt and wedges, everything I can just grab, my Bugs goggles, wire screen goggles, hard hat, it's all there. Personal protective equipment in one place. So I can grab all that and I'm covered, I'm not looking around. I have a lot of people that come out to the homestead for various different reasons, some to learn, some to visit, and so extra hard hats and helmets for them so they can run equipment. Ribbons, my reel tapes, hand saws, wedges, bark spud, And then just the various axes that I use. My double bit sacred chemical, Jack's little hatchet, my splitting maul, Jack's boy's axe, my grandfather's American felling axe, and Jack's Sautine axe. So those go there, and I know when they're missing. Would you like a little bonus here? I want to show you something that I found. Is this the one? No, this is not the one. There's one even better than that one, although that one is a very good one. So, in my find of axe heads, let's see if you can recognize this. Very rare, very special. Where is it? Other side? Right there. No. Sorry. Okay. There we go. See that? Made in Sweden, Halsfors Brooks, a double bit, West Coast pattern, Swedish made. Get out of here, are you kidding me? Couldn't believe it. That's my next project. Picaroon, of course. Picaroon, some of you asked me, hey, what happened to the old wood handle picaroon that you made? I gave it to a friend. I just didn't need to, and I do like the steel picaroon. It's super durable. All right, moving over here. So I was very embarrassed when I had the open house 2 weeks ago that one of the subscribers was using one of my chainsaws and accidentally hit a rock and needed the chain to be replaced. Well, I don't know how many chains I have. I must have 50 of them. Because they were not organized very well and they were in many different places, some in my truck, some in glove boxes, some in boxes in different places, I couldn't find a sharp chain. And I had to give him a different saw. I thought that will never happen again. So I have organized the chainsaw board. All right, so what I do is I run 3 different bars. So right here you can see is my short bar. It's probably a 18 or so. And then I've got run a 25 inch, which I've got on my saw, a 28 inch, and a 32 inch. So what this is, these numbers here, this is of course the 25 inch. This is the chain that I run, 0.50 3/8 chain, and 84 are how many teeth are on it. So when I make my own chains, I don't have to count the teeth every time. I know exactly what it is. So 84 teeth, I don't have it on that one, I don't know why, 105 teeth. It's a working project. So there are my bars. Over here, I've got my chains. So these are the chains here that are dull, that are going to need sharpening. So I'm not getting them mixed in with my sharp chains. These chains here are just what they say, round file chains. There's 2 different types of chainsaw chains. When you buy them, they'll typically ask you, if you go to a place that knows what they're talking about, do you want chisel chains or do you want round file chains? Chisel chains need to be sharpened by a special machine. So, round files, you can sharpen yourself. I have both. I have a neighbor that has a saw shop and he files my chisel chains. And this, of course, is where my ripping chains go for the chainsaw mill. So all of those are dedicated. The sharp chains will be over here on the bars. So I know right there I can grab a 28-inch bar, I can quickly see which chain goes with which bar, and anything that's hanging there is sharp and ready to go. So I can do a quick inventory and know I need to get back up on my chain sharpening because I'm getting low. Saw vise, stump vise right there to the right. Various hand tools held on by a magnetic connector, files, of course my carburetor adjusting tool, raker gauges, round files, raker files, a wrench. So when I'm going out, if I'm going to be using my saw somewhere, that will remind me of all the things I need. I can grab them and throw them into a toolbox. Of course, there is some redundancy because if I grab my wedge pack, I've got everything there as well. But I think you know what I mean. Gas can, non-ethanol gas, extra gas can down there, and then inside the toolbox is mix oil for bar, mix oil, filters, just lots of things like that. Some gloves, and we don't need to go in that. PV over there in the corner. Everything has its place. So that's just kind of a part 1 of the shop tour. I've been asked by so many of you that you'd like to see a tour of the shops. It would be a long video. There's a lot of components to it. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to break it down into segments like this as I organize different things. And I'm not there. I'm not certainly not doing this or preaching this to be elitist in any way. I am the worst at keeping things organized, but I want to change that. I don't want to be that way. I think that there's a spiritual component to it. I mean, I don't say that lightly either. when you read so many stories about the children of Israel, how God ordered them to organize their tents. They didn't just have them go out and willy-nilly pitch tents all over the place. Everything was very orderly and very organized. There's a lot of organization that way. And what it does is it just brings a little bit of peace to your life. When you're getting together, trying to get your things together and you're rushing around, it puts stress on you and you get short with your family. It's just not fun. It doesn't make the process fun. But if you want to go backpacking and you can go to a certain area and take your boxes and know, all of you know that everything that you own that's backpacking related is in that box. And it could save you so much money. I mean, how many times have you rushed out to the store to buy a tool that you need that you knew you had, but you just couldn't find it? You know, we've all done that. And that's not something that should happen. It's nice to know, to have an area where things are organized, that if it's not here, then I don't own it. And then I need to get it, or I need to borrow it. So it just makes your life so much better, and it makes the work that you do just so much easier. And I can come here and know that all my chainsaw stuff is in one place. And when I get down in the canyon, I don't have to walk all the way back up here and waste time, and it's really frustrating for me to do that, to get something that I overlooked because I was in a hurry and I was disorganized. So, I mean, I can't speak to the way it changes your life and how much it makes the work so much better. So I'm going on and on here. I wanted to leave you with one thing that has really helped me to change the way I keep my shops and my life organized, and I call it My 3 Things, and I'll show you what that is now. So you want to learn the Wranglerstar My 3 Things shop organization method? Shameless to make you watch another video to get that. Shameless promotion. The video is getting long. I don't like videos over 10 minutes long. So, right there. Click on that and I will demonstrate to you my creative and innovative way to get your life under control. I call it My 3 Things. So click on that and you can see, take it or leave it. Works for me. If you like this video, if you like more shop tour videos or tours around the homestead or just things that I consider kind of boring but I get a lot of requests for them, click the thumbs up. If we get thousands of thumbs up on that, I'll know that this is something that we need to do more of. So, we'll see you over on My 3 Things. Thanks for watching.